Hi, my name is Caitlin Leonard, and today I'm just going to be giving an overview of feeding, nutrition, and just overall development for a child with Down syndrome. I'm just wanting to provide parents and families just with quick bits of advice. To start, I think that every child with Down syndrome deserves individualized treatment. I think this is something important that all families should advocate for. Feeding plans, just any kind of intervention plans should be individualized based on a child's assessment by a specialist. I always advise families to advocate against a one-size-fits-all approach. Something else that I really want families to advocate for is to utilize their treatment team. Feeding and nutritional strategies should be developed and monitored by a multidisciplinary team that can include pediatricians, feeding specialists such as SLPs, speech language pathologists, and occupational therapists, as well as nutritionists. As someone that has a background in early intervention, I always advocate for early intervention. Early intervention services often start shortly after birth and are personalized to maximize your child's potential. This is play therapy, physical therapy, occupational therapy, and speech language pathology. The more people on your treatment team to advocate for your child's needs, the best. Addressing nutritional needs, some things to just be aware of is the risk of congenital heart defects. This can reduce the endurance and reduce how effective feedings are. Food selectivity and picky eating, sensitivity or preference for certain textures, colors, or taste may limit diet variety. Constipation, this is common in children with Down syndrome due to low digestive muscle tone, potentially low fluid and fiber intake. It's important to address these needs with a nutritionist and come up with an individualized plan that fits your child's needs. Something else that is common is iron deficiency. People with Down syndrome are at a high risk of iron deficiency. So something else to add to your discussion with a nutritionist. Lower calorie needs due to lower metabolism and reduced activity related to hypotonia. This means that caloric intake is going to be a hot topic with the nutritionist and pediatrician, just understanding the individualized needs of your child. Feeding techniques. Feeding challenges are common due to hypotonia, which affects the mouth and throat, and protruding tongue that's unique to Down syndrome. Because hypotonia also affects the facial muscles, feeding intervention is crucial to ensure both feeding advancement and safety. So breaking down some of the techniques. There are oral motor exercises, which are techniques to build strength and coordination in the lips, tongue, cheeks, and jaw. And this helps work towards safe sucking, chewing, and swallowing. Feeding positioning. Using specific positions to improve stability and control can also reduce the risk of aspiration. Consult your SLPs and OTs for consistent practice, making sure that as a parent you understand the different positionings will be really beneficial for safety and also just advancement for feeding skills. Nipple and utensil modification, using specialized bottles, spoons, or cups with a slower flow or different shapes to compensate for a weaker suck and to promote easier feeding. Pacing and texture modification. So teaching parents to pace feeds really helps to allow time for swallowing. This can also decrease safety risks. The parent should also work with the nutritionists, SLPs, OTs in regards to systematically introducing food textures, and this will all be based on the child's oral motor safety and ability. Addressing tongue movements, working to encourage an up and back movement of the tongue during swallowing rather than a forward thrust will help prevent food and liquid from being pushed out. Feeding and mealtime relationships. Increased collaboration with your treatment team, hands-on parent training, and just understanding that working together will help create generalization in the home. I think building parent confidence and encourage a positive, loving, and encouraging environment around mealtimes. And I think that this is really crucial for success. Problem solving strategies, modeling and pairing foods. Parents feel free to lean in and model chewing and eating new foods. Pairing new foods with familiar safe foods can really increase exposure and trust. Provide a cohesive mealtime environment, same chair, placement, utensils, keep things the same. Monitor meal duration. Collaborate with the treatment team to gauge the time for optimal meal duration. This can prevent mealtimes from becoming stressful and aversive. Also, we just, for safety measures, want to slow the pace to allow for extra time for chewing and swallowing. This is really important, especially for people with low muscle tone with hypotonia. Encourage water and track bowel movements. GI issues frequently impact people with Down syndrome. GI issues can really impact appetite, and just ensuring that there's adequate liquid intake and bowel movement tracking, just to be able to provide this data to all the specialists on your treatment team. Adaptive feeding materials. These are often used for children with Down syndrome to support low muscle tone. There is a variety of potential coordination challenges, different oral motor delays that can make eating and drinking really difficult. These tools can really help improve safety, independence, and successful participation during mealtimes by providing better sensory support, stability for eating, and security.